Good morning and welcome back to the homestead. So today we're going to start working on the Dodge. We're going to unhook the batteries, remove them. We're going to take at least this fender off, maybe the fender on the other side. The other side's not, we don't have so much work to do over there, and we'll show you that as we go along. But our goal for today, I think, is to get the sheet metal off, get the exhaust manifold off, the turbo off, and just kind of get an overall picture of where we're going, what we've got to do. There's a lot of things down in there as we get going. We know, like the tappet cover, we think we may want to pull the injection pump and change that gasket. So we're just going to dig into this. We're going to grab some tools. We're going to get the batteries out of this thing. We're going to start tearing some fenders off, and we're going to bring you along for the ride. And this is probably a multi-part video is my guess. We'll try to keep them maybe 15 minutes long each one, and try to keep it pertaining to a particular subject. So we'll show you changing the exhaust manifold and changing the turbo and those little pieces. So hold on while I get some tools, and we'll get the batteries out of this thing and we'll get going. So one of the things we're going to be doing is taking all the plow gear off in this truck. We've decided as we work on this truck and put it back together with newer sheet metal and everything, that we're just not going to drive this truck in the winter anymore. We're going to try to make this truck last as long as possible. And when I say not drive it in the winter, you know, an example, like we're going to Florida this winter, so we'll obviously drive it in the winter, but we'll keep an eye on the weather. I mean, if the day we're scheduled to leave turns out to be a snowy, nasty mess and they're going to be salting the roads, you know, we'll just postpone a day. So we'll be taking all that off as well. You'll get to see us pull that off. That will make a lot more room under the hood over here. That plow control and wiring and everything takes up a lot of space. So I'm going to go ahead and move you guys so you can get a little better view of what we're doing. Yeah, so you're getting a little bit better view of what we're doing. This whole mess right here is all plow gear parts. So that's all coming out. Now we may or may not put this plow on Sue's Apocalypse truck. We just don't know yet. So before I pull this fender off, I want to give you a little bit of a idea of why we're taking this off. I want, you know, get a light. I want you to be able to look down in there with me and see what we're seeing. I'll show you before and after we take the fender off. So hold on while I find a light and we'll be right back. Alright, so you guys are seeing what I'm seeing right here. And way down in here, if I can keep the light out of your way, is our injection pump. Down, if you can't even see my hand, but down where my hand is where the governor springs go. And behind that is the tappet cover we got to work on. So we've been somewhere around, I'm going to guess, 20 minutes here getting this fender off. And you'll see in just a second, as soon as I peel it off, how easy the access is. Let's get you guys set back up where you were just a minute ago, and we'll show you the difference. So now you can see there's our powering steering pump, there's our injection pump, everything's really easy access. We got a few wires and cables here that we'll get out of the way. Like I said earlier, most all of this wiring right here is for the plow, so that's going to go away. So we're going to set you guys up back behind us here and let you watch us tear a little bit more apart. So that's about as far as we're going to get right at the moment. We'll probably bring you back once I get a little bit more of this wiring cleaned up, and then we'll just go from there. Our goal really for today is to get to the point where we know what we don't have, what gaskets we may need, harmonic balancer if we need it, seals, etc. So we'll bring you back when we get a little farther along and we'll show you what we found. How's that? So hold on, we'll be back in just a second. All right, so we're back. We've got quite a bit of stuff off the truck. We're going to go ahead and get the light going here, and we're going to give you a little tour. So we've gone ahead and we've gone down in here and removed the vacuum pump and power steering pump, because as you may have remembered, we're going to change the power steering pump. So that gets it out of our way. And you can see it is a little wet down in there, and there's our injection pump. So remember earlier I was telling you, yeah, let's get you set up here where you can see, telling you how hard it was going to be to get to the thing. Now the pump is like right there, and this wiring harness will lift up out of the way when we're ready. Fuel heater, lift pump, and fuel filter. Now we did find on the fuel heater that we have a burnt connector. I don't know if I can get you in there and see that. So that will have to be addressed. We did take the master cylinder to set it out of the way so that we can get at things real easily. So our next step here is to, we're going to take the injector lines off. We'll pull the injectors out of the other side. And then we're going to go ahead and get this plate off the intake because we have to change it for the Banks dual ram. And then we're going to decide if we're going to pull the injection pump and change that tappet cover gasket and exactly how far we're going on that. We'll have to look that over a little closer. On the other side, we've already got our exhaust manifold and our turbo off. Of course, we got our radiator out. our hoses off. We did find that the pressure hose we purchased to go to the turbo is the wrong fitting with it, so we have ordered the right fitting, and that will be on its way. And there's the old manifold and turbo, and of course there's the new manifold and turbo. We'll leave those off until we get these injectors changed, because this will be really easy right now to get in here and deal with all of this stuff without that manifold on there. And then we're going to get all new hoses. The hoses are all pretty hard. I don't remember exactly when I changed them, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this video up here, this little kind of disassembly video, and then we'll bring you back. We'll show you taking all the lines off and changing the injectors, and then we'll go from there and figure out, you know, if we're going to take that pump off or not. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.